Hi, it's Nancy welcoming you to Gardens Grow. And the blooms just keep coming. I want to take you out and show you what I saw yesterday when I was watering. And while I'm on my way to show you that, I also noticed that we're going to have another little Cafophia bloom. This is what I wanted to show you. I saw that this gladiola was in almost full bloom, and then I looked. Of course, actually you didn't have to look over to it. If you see one, you see the other pretty much, but a new lily bloom. And I see my bright idea to raise this up with a brick helped a little, but it's already covering my sign up again, so I guess we'll just have to let it grow. And look, I told you maybe one day I would be out here and I would bring you with me, and you could see the big pretty rose moss in bloom, and definitely there is some showing up this morning and looking great. I'm going to take another little look at this little, you see that one that's coming out from the rest of it, from the stem? I hope you can tell that it is, but anyway, that's the one I have my eye on for my sister Kathy. So as soon as it gets big enough, I'm going to clip it off of there and try to restart a new one for her. And I noticed that this beautiful little polymer prints is actually trying to fill out a little bit on this side now. This little leaf right, let's see which one this one right here is the one that's kind of sticking out more on this side now. So pretty soon hopefully it'll fill up the whole pot. Today is the 4th of July. I know it'll be maybe even after August before I get this on, but you will get it and you'll know what it was like to roam around in the garden. Every day is something new. This is one of the peonies that was so beautiful, of course, in the spring, and then the old dead blooms come on and it makes it look so ratty, but we've got them off and it just looks like a pretty little green bush. And this wonderful little single rose is blooming beautifully this morning. I think since I divided this and gave my friend Kathy a part of it, it has bloomed more than it has bloomed in the last few years. You know, I like to say that a plant is a gift you can give away and still keep. Because in most cases it is good to divide them, and then you still have yours, which will absolutely get just as big as it was, and then your friend will have a little piece which will absolutely get as big as yours. So they just grow to that certain size, and then they just kind of hang in there. The little daylilies have just came on fast and furious this summer and are totally dwindling down. So many of them are already finished. I'm thinking this is the last. Nope, there's one more little bud there. So maybe we'll get one more little bloom. Look at this beautiful tall phlox. I hope to get more of this going in the garden. Usually mine seem to either go away or go back to the Laura phlox, but I love it all. And I think my little salvia, annual salvia, is going to be a bright red, not this kind of maroon red, which would match, but they're still pretty together anyway. Oh, and yesterday I purchased another little plant stand because this one was hidden down below there and I don't think it was getting enough sun. This is another of the dinosaur kale. So in one day, if it looks anything like the one that made me want one, it's just stunning. It looks like it's made out of rubber when it fills out and thickens up. Hamburgers, hot dogs, ice cream, and lemonade. That's what my dad used to say you should have on the 4th of July. So I hope you're having at least one of those and enjoying it a lot and enjoying family and just feeling that God is good. Whoa, I missed something. I'm going to go right over here and show you what I missed. You probably can't see it from here, but you might be able to. It's huge. Can you see it yet? You see it now? Isn't that beautiful? Oh, the big hardy hibiscus are so pretty. You can't miss them in the garden. I saw last night that we were going to have blooms really soon. Here's another bud, and there's one right behind that leaf. But I hadn't seen the bloom till this morning. It's looking great. And this is it's not a new bloom. You can tell one of them is already faded, but I don't think I've shown it to you yet, and it is a little beauty. The way these turn down, they probably should be put into a pot that's up high where you have to look up and then see all that beauty. This is the St. John's wort bush. Not a very lovely name, but it's a very lovely bush. And I put a stake here and tied my little delphinium up because it was practically laying on the ground. So hopefully it'll do well here, and it may be just about time for its bloom to be spent too, now that I finally got it up there where I can let it show off. And there's just the scraggly little bit of the light blue left. I had never had one of the pale blue ones before, I don't think. But you can see the one that's spent right beside this one. It was tall and beautiful and just showed off wonderfully, and I loved it. But this color is going to become at least equal to my favorite color. And the pink Texas Star hibiscus is in pretty much full bloom. I'm sure there'll probably be times when there's a little bit more bloom going on than this, but this has got a lot of blooms today. And this is the little delphinium that heretofore has always been my favorite color for a delphinium. And we are at our local Tractor Supply store, where today they're having 15% off for the veterans, because we need a new mower and a new weed eater. We're back, and we brought home a new lawnmower, and delivered to us was a new weed eater. So we are ready to get in business if we can handle the heat. And I would have to say that everybody at the Tractor Supply were just wonderful to us and helped us out with everything, and just reminded us that, you know, today was 15% off for Veterans Day. So it was just really a good shopping experience, which is a wonderful thing. And I found another little packet of this purple alyssum, which was supposed to be planted in May or June, but I thought, well, just maybe I might still be all right planting it on the 4th of July, only 4 days late. So this is one of the little pots that got just a few little alyssum in there, and this was another. I did already plant some zinnia seeds in here, but I'm hoping that they will just blend together and look perfect there, and the zinnias won't spill over, but the alyssum will, should they come up and do well. I also put a few in this little, if I can find it for you, this little brown, well, there, I'm looking at it through my lens, it looks practically white, but this little brown oblong pot, I did put some zinnia seeds in there too, and they are coming up, a few of them, so that'll be great. But I think the little alyssum will just add to the beauty of this pot too, if it should go ahead and bloom for me and do well, even though I planted it a little bit late. And I think they will blend together and look good, and it will hang over the edge, give you that spilling out look. And the last time I looked at this little hibiscus, this little annual hibiscus, I thought it would be blooming today for sure, but it's still not in bloom. But it is so budded out, so full and pretty. It won't be long. Probably several of these, if not all of them, will bloom at once. And I'm thinking, I got 3 more, and I'm thinking about putting another one in here. I don't think I have some other plants, seeds planted there. I know I did plant some zinnias there, and there's a couple Let's see if I can push this one down in the ground a little bit more and give him hopefully a better chance. I might be hindering him actually, but I don't think so. I think they like when their little roots come kind of up out of the ground. I think they like to be put back down in there a little bit. And I see I have another one over here, and its little stem is coming kind of out of the ground. I may wait till we get some rain though to push it back down. I certainly wouldn't want it to not come up at all. But there's only this little one over here that you can tell a grasshopper has chewed on and maybe taken out. We'll see. But I think there's still plenty of room there to put another one of those little hibiscus. So that will probably be where one of those will go. I also did put a few of the alyssum in this taller pot. I didn't in these others. They kind of have a few little things in there with them anyway. But this one, because there's room for it to hang over the side, and I think that would be pretty. And this one has just a tiny little purple cast right there in the center, and those purple will probably shine if they will live and do well for me. And I'm noticing that my little fern is trying down here. I do terrible with ferns. I know other people can just really, look, this one is actually looking good. I kind of missed it there when I was looking earlier, but it is looking good, so that's great. This is a little ostrich fern, which you could never tell that that's what it is. And maybe someday it'll be big enough you can tell. Or not. That's been my luck with ferns, but it does have a good start, and it's because of all of our wonderful rains that we've had. I also put a few little seeds in this pot, because even though I think this pot does look good and it has more potential to look even better when it fills out more, and I believe it will as the season goes on, but there's nothing hanging down over its little side, and I just think that would give this a little extra something to make it a little extra beautiful. And then of course this is the pot that I most wanted something else in, because it's just a little drab for me, and it's way drab for my brother, because there is nothing drab about his life. And these beautiful little stained glass plum coleus are not drab either, but they're small. There's nothing there to just bring attention to them, to show them off, and I think that little alyssum planted in between them will just do the trick. Can you tell me what this little plant is? It looks like a plant that I planted. To me, it doesn't really look like a weed, but I'm not sure. I can't remember what I put there, and I can't tell what it is. So I'm just kind of waiting to see if I can figure that out. Look how this little Mexican sunflower is really growing up. It's taken a growth spurt since I showed you last time. And the tall phlox is definitely in bloom. And it smells nice too. Please be sure to like and to subscribe to the channel.